Hello, I am Jimiama, and I'll be doing a presentation of my PhD progress. First, we'll talk about what I've done in the past year, and later I'll focus on what I'm currently doing in my PhD. My PhD is all about understanding risky driving behavior. So it's important for us to understand what driving behavior is. It is a set of events or states occurring during driving in an environment. There are two key aspects in this definition. You have states and you have environment. States represent the mental or physical states of the driver at a particular point in time, while environment can be the internal or the external factors influencing the driver's behavior. For example, you have weather conditions, you have traffic flow, etc. We move forward to defining or describing driving behavior model. This model consists of three main components. You have the driver personality, which represents the long-term driving stereotype of the driver, such as an aggressive driver or a calm driver. You have the driver state, as we earlier described, and the mental or physical state of a driver at a particular point in time, and you have the driving environment. For the past few months and currently, I've been trying to understand driver state at a particular point in time. These states consist of mode states such as fatigue and anger, cognitive states such as workload and memory, driving actions such as braking, steering, speeding, body movements such as posture, head or eye movements, and physiological measures such as heart rate and body temperature. In the past few months, we tried to understand the risky driving actions or the risky driving stereotypes of drivers, particularly heavy goods vehicle drivers. So in our first study, we investigated the impact of camera monitoring on driving incidents or risky driving styles. So we analyzed driving incidents before the installation of cameras and after the installation of cameras. We also assess how educating drivers further improves their driving actions. So this study consisted of two data sets from two customers of our industry partner, Microlize. One of the customers had cameras installed in their vehicles and provided education to the drivers, while the other customer had just cameras installed in their vehicles. So we had 2 years of telematics data before and after the installation of cameras. The results of our analysis showed that there was a significant reduction in risky driving actions after the installation of cameras, and a further reduction in their risky driving actions when being educated or when being coached by their supervisors. We focus on 3 driving actions in this study. We have harsh braking, we have overspeeding, and we have harsh cornering risky driving actions. The results or the outcome of this study was submitted in the Accident Analysis and Prevention Journal, and we're currently waiting for their feedback. So later, we performed another study where we tried to understand the risky driving patterns of drivers. In particular, we focus on heavy goods vehicle drivers because of the availability of the data from our industry partner, Microlize, who provided us 4 years of telematics data for more than 2,000 truck drivers. The features in this data set are as follows. We had the number of harsh braking, the number of overspeed durations, excessive throttle, number of overrevs, and the driving time of the drivers in seconds. The objectives of this study were to understand or identify core heavy goods driving, risky driving patterns, and also develop a system for scoring heavy goods drivers in real time according to the risk of their driving behavior using fuzzy systems. So the first output or the first results of our study were the 7 core driving stereotypes of heavy goods vehicle drivers, which range from safe drivers to risky and uneconomical drivers. And this was the results of this were submitted to the ITSC conference in New Zealand last year, which I attended in person. And also currently we just completed a study where we developed a system for scoring drivers according to their risky driving behavior from 0, which represents safe and economical driving behavior, to 100, which represents very risky and uneconomical driving behavior. Also, the output of this has been submitted in the ITSC 2020 conference, and we're waiting for the results. Currently, we have shifted our analysis from risky driving actions to risky body movements or postures. So we're trying to identify risky driving postures using an online data set from the American University in Cairo, which consists of about 10 driving postures. You have from safe driving postures to talking to passengers. This data set consists of more than 20,000 images of driving postures captured from 44 participants. So our analysis, what we are trying to do is we're trying to use deep neural networks to capture or to identify these different driving postures. So I developed an architecture using Inception V3 CNN networks coupled with bidirectional long short-term memory to capture both the spectral features and the spatial features within the images. This architecture has currently beat state-of-the-art CNN deep neural networks because of its capability to capture the spectral features. And our results have been submitted to the ICTC conference in this year, 2020, and we are waiting for their feedback. Also, we are currently working on a journal paper where we want to further evaluate our model using other state-of-the-art CNN models which have not been tested before, and also use fivefold cross-validation to validate the performance of our model. And this journal paper will be submitted in the ITSC journal, which is one of the biggest journals in transportation. Lastly, we intend to merge or fuse or incorporate expert knowledge from using questionnaires or surveys to capture expert opinions about driving behavior or risky driving stereotypes in our classification system. We also intend to develop a fusion system to fuse the telematics and the image data to capture both the risky driving actions and the risky driving postures for a more accurate, holistic classification of driving behavior. Thank you, and that has been the progress of my PhD for the past 1.5 or 2 years now.